Hello and welcome back to the Big Toon Chat YouTube channel. My name's Kevin and I've got Brighton fan Connor alongside me again for the second time in a matter of days to talk about the Newcastle versus Brighton game coming up on Saturday evening. Some will call it the Leon Best Bonanza, the Steve Harper Smash-up, or the Kazenga Luar knockout. It really is Newcastle's biggest game of the season. So, what do you think of Brighton's season so far, Connor?
I think that we've had some ups and downs. We're playing amazing football, but we can't score goals, and we're struggling clearly because we're in a relegation battle. But the performances have probably been the best that I've seen in a long time. So it's a weird complex to put my head around.
Yeah, I mean, it is Newcastle's biggest game this season. We can't get 1 point. We can't get beat. We've got to get 3 points to try and get away from trouble. Brighton, you did yourself a massive favour at the weekend by getting 3 points against Southampton, the South Coast derby. How were you feeling during that game, knowing that you needed 3 points?
I felt like we looked quite comfortable after we got the second goal. Southampton didn't really threaten us, but there's always a worry of Brighton that a team just will score a 95th minute equaliser or something like that. So I was on the edge of my seat. But yeah, I thought we played quite well.
I can imagine Brighton being in the position that they are. It's edge of the seat stuff. It's nail biting stuff. I'm in the same boat with you, watching Newcastle all the time. It's an absolute nightmare, especially the game against Villa where we drew 1-1. We should have snatched all 3 points, but that was a different story altogether. I'm not going to go into that because we haven't got all night. But I mean, looking at the game at the weekend, I think Brighton's biggest problem at the minute is probably scoring goals. I mean, if you had a 20, 25 goal a season striker, you'd be right up there with mid to higher table, wouldn't you? 6th, 7th, 8th position, the way you play.
Yeah. Obviously, that's the hope for the summer if we do stay up, is to try sign a premium striker. But I don't know, like, we're creating the chances, we just can't put them in the back of the net.
Looking at Newcastle's form, obviously, they've only won 3 away from home in 14 games this season. That was West Ham, Everton, and Palace. Yeah, I can't believe it either. You looked as shocked as me. And we've only won 2 out of the last 19 games, and somehow our manager is still in charge. We need to get rid of Steve Bruce. He's dragging us down in this dogfight that we don't need to be in. He's playing people in the wrong position, and he's frustrating the hell out of fans. So that's basically how I feel on the Steve Bruce subject. But I mean, Brighton, looking at the next few games that Brighton they've got a bit of a tough run in, haven't they?
Yeah, which makes the weekend game even bigger, because if we do lose, then I could see us going on like a bit of a slippery slope. But so a win will get us a bit of momentum and hopefully get us to like confidence. We can drag out a few points in that hard run.
Yeah, I think, well, just mentioned there about Newcastle's away form. Obviously, we've got Brighton to play. Then we've got Burnley and Fulham again away from home. So it's going to be tense coming towards the end of the season. But I think we've probably got one of the easier run-ins. I know Fulham have still got to play all the teams of the top 6, give or take a couple of teams. But I mean, Brighton, with the manager that they've got, I mean, surely you must have the confidence in Graham Potter to try and drive you away from trouble.
Yeah, I think he's a great manager, and I think we can, with the fixtures coming up, I think obviously they're very hard fixtures and stuff, but I think they could help us a little bit, because I think we've got Everton, we've got teams like Leeds, Wolves coming up, and they're games where we can have a go, because we seem to do better against the teams that play better. Like, we've won 1 game against the bottom 5 or 6, I think, this all season, and that was you guys away from home. But we do so much better when we play like the better teams, or like the mid-table teams and stuff like that. So I think that should help us a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your fixture list there, you've got Man United, Chelsea, Everton, West Ham, Man City, and Arsenal. Does that sort of worry you a bit, knowing that you've got to play all them yet and try and steer away from trouble at the same time?
Yeah, it worries me a little bit, but it's also a bit like I think that on our day we can get results out of anything. So yeah, it's a hard run in, but I think we've got the capabilities in the squad and the manager to get points here and there, and then like our games management's been much better recently. Like we're actually seeing, okay, obviously not like Palace and stuff like that, but like the Southampton game, we saw out that result and like we just dug deep, and it wasn't pretty at times, but we just did what we have to do, and I think that's what we're gonna have to be like for the rest of the season. I think we need what
Yeah, I mean,
six, seven
looking at your
points.
defensive line as well. Sorry, I've just interrupted you. I do apologise, but I was just going to say, looking at your defensive line, you've got like Ben White, you've got Lewis Dunk, you've got the guy from Blythe, just up from where I'm from, Dan Byrne as well. I mean, he got injured at the weekend, so he's probably doubtful to play, but I think he will. But he'll probably have a hand in relegating Newcastle if Brighton beat Newcastle at the weekend.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good time to play us. Actually, we've got quite a few defensive injuries. Like we've got Lamptey's out, March is out for the season, Webster's out. They're probably three of our main defenders, and then Dan Byrne's probably 50%. Like I don't know, it's either 50-50 whether he'll play or not. So it's probably a good time to play us in terms of defensively. But I think we got the capabilities to just like keep playing our system in with like some defensive injuries.
Yeah, looking at the Brighton Newcastle game at the start of the season, I think Lamptey, I mean, he was man of the match by a country mile. I mean, he run our defence ragged, and it was just a shame that he got injured after the games. And I've just been watching highlights back there of the game, and I mean, we were absolutely atrocious. I mean, you went down to 10 men. We couldn't get a shot off, and you were just blistering on the counter attack with the pace that you had. But do you think if you were to go down? I mean, we all said this on our chat the other night. So we all reckon Brighton. I mean, they pulled a result out of the weekend. So I think a couple of will probably change their mind on that one. But do you think Graham Potter is the guy to get you back to the big time if you do go down?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's an amazing manager. I think that like even the signings that we brought in, if we were to go down, like we would be able to lose a couple of players and still, because we got a couple of like young players that are in the championship now doing well and stuff like this. We'll be able to just take them into the squad as well. And I think Graham Potter is the man he's the man for the project. So I believe in him. Yeah.
Do you think you'll keep a hold of Lamptey?
I don't know. I think we're going to sell one of the three, even if we don't go down. It's going to be Lamptey, White, or Basuma. One of them three value players are going to be sold. But I think maybe Lamptey might stay because he's had this injury and teams might not want to take the risk. They might want to see what he's like 6 months down the line after he's recovered from the injury. So I think it'd probably be like Ben White or something that we sell in the summer.
Oh, okay. I know obviously Lamptey was linked with Bayern Munich not long ago. I don't think they'll go back in for him because I know they're trying to focus on other areas of the pitch. But I think going into this game, Newcastle have got to take control of this game. We've got to go in believing that we can win this game because that's all we need to do is just win. We can't afford draws. We can't afford defeats. The time has come to start stepping up and scoring goals and winning games. And I know the same can be said about Brighton. I'll start again about Brighton. But I mean, you've took 11 points from 24 available in the last 6 games. I mean, that's good compared to Newcastle. I mean, we've took 9 from 24 with 2 wins in 19 games. And you look at the goal difference, you're on -7, we're on -17. So we've got some catching up to do, even if it comes down to goal difference. So we've got to believe, we've got to play the strongest team possible because I know our front 3 are injured, apart from one. If he gets through training this week, he might come on 15, 20 minutes from the end, or Steve Bruce might do what he did to Andy Carroll against not Villa the game before that, West Brom. He brought him on for 35 seconds. I mean, what do you need? You know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. He came on the pitch and then the whistle went. It was just crazy. But he got an extra 35 grand for it. So, I mean, he cannot complain, can he? But, yeah, I mean, we've got to believe we can win this game. I mean, are you thinking the same as a Brighton fan?
Yeah, but I feel like the way you lot play would probably bet like you're probably more suited to like get a win out of this. I can't lie, I'm not confident because just our form against like the bottom six teams has been like horrendous, and then like teams like I feel like you play somewhat similar to West Brom, like very defensively like strong, and then try and hit on the counter. And West Brom took 4 points off us because they just like we couldn't break them down. So we did like against Southampton, they came at us a bit more, and there was space in behind for our wing backs to go and stuff like that. So I think the way you play does not suit us, which is why I'm a bit nervous.
I mean, if anything goes off the first game, I think again you'll run riot with it. But given that we've changed our formation recently to 4-2-1-3 as well, I think we're looking more attacking. But again, we just can't put chances away. We can't create enough chances. And then Joe Linton, our 40 million pound striker, who scored 2 goals or 5 goals in 60 games or something. He's lacking confidence to shoot and score goals as well. So I think what I would like to see is Andy Carroll start from the start. But Steve Bruce has came out this week and said that he can't because he's a substitution in waiting, basically, because he's better off coming off the bench. And I would just love to see Andy Carroll start from the start. Yeah, I know. But he did have a good effect against Villa.
Yeah, imagine having a striker and just not playing him because he's better off the bench. It's a bit weird, that. Especially when like Joe,
and every time he comes off the bench. I was just going to say, every time he comes off the bench, he gets a 35 grand bonus. I mean, that's probably what he's asked for, to be honest with you, given Andy Carroll. But I mean, looking at your team as well, you've got likes of Danny Welbeck, Lallana, Trossard. You've got Pascal Gross, who I noticed a while back when he used to play for Bayern Munich, quite a good player. Didn't quite make it at Bayern Munich, but obviously he's playing well with Brighton as well. So you've got the players and the experience to sort of like knock it about a bit and have a real good go at Newcastle, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think like you said, like Lallana, he's playing the best football I've seen him in a Brighton shirt. So like, and Trossard's doing well recently. I think the players are now starting to come onto form. So at the right time as well. So hopefully, like these big chance creating players and like attacking players can step up. But we've also got players like Connolly, Maupay that aren't on the best of forms. I know Maupay scored recently, but like he's still like he needs 3 chances to score. That 3 good chances to like score, and it's a bit. He's hit and miss basically. If he turns up, he turns up. If he doesn't, then we're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're in trouble, to be honest with you. I'd rather you were in trouble than we were in trouble, but at the same time, we're both in trouble at the same time. So it is a game in hand as well, obviously. So it is a good chance for one of our teams to put another 3 points on the board to try and basically bridge a bigger gap to the bottom 3. I mean, we could be in the bottom 3 even before we kick off, because obviously Fulham play Leeds tomorrow night. But we just need to ignore that result and just play our own game, because if we let that affect us, it will bring negativity around the team. We won't play well at all, and the pressure will just get to win. You'll pound someone. I know for a fact you will.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game, but like you said, yeah, I think both teams just ignore the Fulham result and just because it's still in our own hands. If you win enough games, you're going to stay up. You shouldn't rely on other teams, really.
Yeah, I just want to finish off with a prediction from yourself. I'll let you go first.
1-1. Yeah, very boring, but I think it's going to be 1-1. Like, I'm not sure I think we might get a goal, but I'm not sure if we can hold out for a win or something. You'll probably take the lead, to be fair.
Well, I'm going to go all confident on Steve Bruce's team selection. I hope he does pick the right team. We play the right formation and we play the right football. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle win. That's what my head is saying, but my heart is saying 1-1. I think it'll be a draw as well. I think we're just going to cancel each other out all the time, and it'll be quite a boring game to watch. Given the way that the two teams are playing at the minute, they're not playing very well. That's basically what I think. I think it'll be 1-1, and I think Brighton will go ahead very early, and we'll just have to attack and try and break us down.
Yeah, that's a fair reflection. You need like couple of them, like one of them Atsu goals in the Championship where it like takes 4 deflections or something. That would be the story of our season if something like that happened again.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think VAR is going to have a big impact in the game as well. I don't know why I think that, but I'm just going to say that out now and see what happens. But yeah, Connor, I'm going to wrap the video up now, if that's all right. Thanks very much for your time.
That's all right. Thank you for having me on.
No problem at all, and hopefully I'll get to speak to you again soon. But thanks for watching this video. If you did like it, please subscribe to the channel. The link is below, and hopefully we'll see you all on the next video. Thanks very much.